Oh, if you guys knew how many times I've had to shoot this darn video. Okay, welcome. It is day 6 of the 30-day challenge, and this is the final video of the day, and it is indeed very cool because I'm going to show you Google Trends. It's astounding that this stuff is actually free. It really is a brilliant tool. Let me show you all about it. So, first of all, it's just google.com. And then there's a / and it's trends. T for Tom, R for Roger, E for Edward, N for Nelly, D for Dan, S for Sam. Okay, and that brings you to this page here. Then all you need to do is type in one of your niches here, and of course you'll do your 7. And then we just click on search trends. And we get this again. There we are, thank you. Wait till they get us all hitting it. Okay, and this is an amazing thing. Let me show you what's on this screen and what it's all about. Okay, first of all, you can see here the blue dot speed reading. You can actually compare 2 topics, but I don't want you to do that yet because we're not comparing yet. We are noticing. Okay, you can actually compare later, and we'll do this later on. Okay, so the blue line is speed reading. Now notice there are no values here. You can't tell what these traffic numbers are. Just in here, you have huge information. For example, if I go, let's go up to 2006 and 2007. It's interesting that there's a huge spike there, and I don't know what that means. But as a general rule, you can see that, look, speed reading tends to be pretty consistent, but notice how it spikes at the new year and slows down towards Christmas. That makes sense. It's a self-improvementy type of topic, so I would expect January to show a peak. This, I'm not sure. This could be if there was a spike at the similar times of the year, which doesn't look as though, certainly not as dramatic. That could mean studying or something, but who knows? Doesn't matter. What's most important to me is that it's not a seasonal topic. Okay, how can we tell that that's seasonal? I'll show you an example in a moment. But let me just explain the rest of the stuff here. You'll see here, you can see D, C, B. They correspond to news articles. And this is vital information, which I'll also show you shortly. And you can see here, this bottom section is the news volume. Okay, so you can see where these things appear in news sites. Okay, so you can also see, which is quite interesting, the regions where it's most popular. Now this is relative. Almost always we are targeting the United States because that is where we've got the highest disposable income. But you can have a look at cities proportionally and the various languages as well, which is all interesting information. But at the end of the day, we really are looking at the United States. This is interesting when, for example, I know one of the niches that we were involved in a couple of years ago, there was such a massive difference between the United States and a South American country that it made sense to actually do a whole campaign targeted to that particular country. But that's way beyond what we're doing in the 30-day challenge. So here we are. We've got our topic, and let's show you actual details of where that is. So we can see a lot here. We can see it's very important to take a notice of around our time of the year now. And you can see there's, the traffic's pretty good at this time of the year, which is excellent. Why are we interested in what's going on right now? Because we're about to do the 30-day challenge. So we want to make sure that, there's some traffic there. Okay. Now, let me show you some examples of what this tool can do. Let's have a look at trout fishing. So I clicked on that, hit search trends. Now, check that out, folks. Did you look at this? Look at this, the difference between the peak here and the trough, and look at how it repeats year after year after year. Check that out. That's really cool, and I wish this tool existed when I first started out because, look, and there's a big debate, should you know something or should you not know something? Well, I didn't know anything about trout fishing at all, and we launched a book here, literally right there. And of course, we virtually had no sales right through till the May of the following year. And you can see, because, of course, in the Northern Hemisphere, trout fishing has a season. And that is huge. Like, look at that seasonality. So some of your niches might have seasonality. Now, that's neither a good nor a bad thing. It doesn't matter. You just have to be aware of it, that you'll have big sales in one part of the year and low sales at another part of the year. It's just the nature of it. You don't have to freak out about it. Now, you saw there, I'll just show you this quickly. For example, if I was to compare trout fishing to bass fishing, and this is incredible. This is incredible, folks. Look at this. It compares the two side by side. And so if we're looking at the US market, we'd be probably wanting to concentrate on bass fishing rather than trout fishing. But you see the same sort of seasonality effect applies in both of these categories, which is fascinating. So there you go. That's really cool. Let me show you where this news volume, it becomes important. And again, I hope I spell this correctly. Lacrosse. I actually did research for lacrosse with a view to doing it in the 30-day challenge. And again, of course, it's a seasonal sport, and it's in the run-up. It's in the spring season in the United States, in the run-up to summer. And again, you can see here, it's seasonal, and yeah, that's an okay market. I realise that it's seasonal. Probably wouldn't have been a good one for the 30-day challenge because it's out of season. But notice the news volume here. Boring, boring, boring. But then, you know, when I was first researching this, and I was looking at the market data for this, not looking at Google Trends, and Google Trends was launched around this time last year and saved my bacon. Because I looked at this data and I go, oh my goodness, check this out. This is hot. Lacrosse is absolutely hot. And I would have just gone with it and wasted an enormous amount of time. Have a look at the news volume. Look at it go boing. And of course, Google brilliantly actually tell you why that news spike was there. Have a look. Duke lacrosse players arrested. And you may remember that story. It was huge in the United States. But if I'm in, Australia or Belgium or wherever I happen to be, do I necessarily get that news story as it happened? I think it was covered here. But point being that I would have... that's not marketable traffic, right? That's people interested in a news story. They're not interested in lacrosse. So it's not about lacrosse at all. It just happens to be that they were lacrosse players. And again, if you look through to, I suppose, the resolution of that story here in 2007, where the charges were all dropped, you can again see a spike in the news, which is fascinating. So this whole Google Trends thing absolutely saved me a huge amount of time because of the information that was presented. And how much does this cost you, folks? Zip. Zero, nada, zilch, nothing. Not a cracker. It is absolutely free mondo. So, action point. For today, I want you to type in all of your 7 niches in here. You might, for fun, want to pop in a couple of comparisons to have a look, but please don't judge yet. We're not in a position to judge. We'll do that starting with day 7. And boy, I tell you what, I don't care how experienced an internet marketer you are, the stuff that's going to be revealed over the next 2 days will blow your socks off. Wait, just wait till you see it. Okay, well, folks, I'll leave it there today. You've got, so we've got to have a look at affiliate programs, and we want to look at the Google Trends data, and we want to notice things. Jot them down in your notebook, use your Google Notepad, whatever tickles your fancy, but just gather all this data. Your brain's gathering all this data, and we're going to sit on it, and then we're going to start really applying it in day 7. So off you go. Good luck, and we'll speak to you soon.